Hey girl. So I'm just gonna keep it real. I honestly thought that life coaching was like this really expensive scam. I thought it was like a bunch of power of positive thinking, and that it would be some lady telling me that if I just thought really, really positive thoughts, that my life would magically be amazing. I mean, for real, I thought it was crazy. The thought of someone coaching me on my life, it just didn't make sense to me at all. Because first of all, even though I was an internal train wreck, I felt like I was holding it together pretty good. Because everyone else thought I was together. So I didn't really feel like I needed someone to mess that up. Like I had a real good thing going on the outside. I had this great facade that made it look like it was all good. Never mind the fact that I knew what the reality was. I was determined that I could keep that act up forever. That is until the day that I couldn't keep the act up anymore. So I hired my first coach, and she's still my coach to this day, but it was on accident. Like, I didn't really even know she was a coach. I just figured she was someone who would listen to me complain about why my life wasn't where I thought it should be and how that was everybody else's fault. I promise y'all, I won't ever forget the first time I sat in front of her, because I had all of this evidence to support how I was the victim and how everybody else was the cause of my misery. And she basically said, yeah, that's good now, but I'm not here to talk about them. I'm here to talk about you and why all of this is really on you. Girl, I think I sat with my mouth open for like 2 minutes in shock. Like, nobody ever told me that I was actually responsible for my thoughts, my feelings, my actions, my results. Me, not anybody else to blame. Nobody had ever really pointed out to me how my thinking was the real culprit. And it literally changed my whole life. So that's why I go in so hard about coaching, because I really feel like so many of us just don't really know what coaching is. And especially my sisters, like, we don't really know what it is because it's not something like our mamas or grandmas did, because we're just used to figuring it out or just pushing through. And we really don't feel like we should ask or need help. And the other thing is, we're not used to spending money on ourselves. Like, we'll spend money on our kids, we'll spend money on family, but not ourselves. We're not used to it. But all I know is that coaching has changed my entire life. It has healed me from self-inflicted wounds. It has shown me that there's a better way, and it literally lines up to what God says about our lives. It is so powerful and life-changing in the best way. There are so many things that I was afraid to do, dreams that I really wanted to go after, and I just couldn't move towards them. I wanted to reach just so many goals. And it really wasn't until I started understanding how my mind works, until I worked with coaches who pointed out things about my thinking that were the reasons why I was stuck, that I was able to break past all the things that stopped me before. So now I'm working towards my goals without quitting like I used to. Like, I'm working towards my health goals. I'm working on my relationship goals. Most importantly, the relationship I have with myself and how I see myself. I'm working on financial goals and understanding all of the thoughts and the beliefs that have blocked me before. And I'm working on this business where I am able to share the power of coaching with other Black women like me, because we just need a few tweaks and pushes, most of us. Like, it's just our thinking. And I'm doing this in a way that I could have never imagined. I'm showing up in my life and in the world instead of being too afraid or too shy or too worried that everybody might not like me. And that is such a major shift for me, y'all. So I know that coaching works beyond a shadow of a doubt. It's so good, y'all. So good. So I'm going to be talking a lot more about this, because I really want y'all to not only see my journey, because it's a journey, but I also want you to see how it can change and shift your whole life. Like, you don't have to just exist. You can really live life the way that you've been dreaming about it, or the way that you've been pretending that it really is. So since we're girls, I just wanted to share my story with you and share my thoughts and ask you this question. What do you really want for your life? What is your wildest dream? And why aren't you living it now?